welcome everybody to the Falcon Cage at Cedar Crest High School for tonight's Section 1 decider. It is Cedar Crest at 18-2. They're 10-1 in Section 1 of Lancaster Lebanon League play, taking on McCaskey, 13-5 overall, 9-2 in Section 1 play. Eric Thomas and Warren Goodling with you here tonight, courtside. Coach, this was a meeting where McCaskey really dominated the first time around. This is important for Cedar Crest tonight. This is going to decide Section 1. It'll decide who wins the top spot for Section 1 going into the LL tournament. Cedar Crest is third right now in the district standings. McCaskey's in the playoff race. But all comes down tonight for Section 1. If Cedar Crest wins this game, they win the section. If McCaskey wins it, we're going to have a tiebreaker probably coming up in sometime next week.
Yeah, your number one goal to start the season is to win the section, and Cedar Crest can do that tonight with a victory. If they lose tonight and McCaskey wins, it looks like we'll have probably a showdown again next week.
Since losing to McCaskey, Cedar Crest has gone on a 4-game win streak. They started the season with 11 straight wins, then lost to Lower Dauphin of all teams, a rebuilding Lower Dauphin team. That was a district champ and a state quarterfinalist a year ago in Lower Dauphin, but they replaced all their talent from a season ago, and this Cedar Crest team lost them on a neutral floor at the Rhodes Classic. However, Cedar Crest this season is 7-0 in games decided by 6 or fewer points. This is a very, very battle-tested Cedar Crest team, and as Tommy Smith told pretty much everybody, his team loves to fight. He likes to see them get after it and fight teams tooth and nail down the stretch.
Well, you know, since Tommy Smith's been here, the Cedar Crest has taken on the identity just like Tommy Smith. I'm going to fight hard. I'm a big competitor. We're going to be ready to play every night. We're going to play together. That's what Tommy preaches, and that's how his kids play. When I look at McCaskey, I look at their non-league schedule and say, man, they played Reading, Chester, Coatesville, Williamsport, Bethlehem, Liberty. So they've really prepared in the non-league to be in big games like this now heading towards the postseason.
This is a McCaskey team that a season ago was 11-11 in Freddie Ramos' first year. Now, Freddie Ramos obviously, of course, took over for the late Steve Powell, who passed away a couple years ago. They lost 42 points per game to Graduation a season ago. Their offense this season has not missed a beat, 69 points a game. They're led by Elijah Terry, who transferred from Lancaster Mennonite. He's over 1,000 points, and he's one of the leading scorers in the entire league.
Well, Coach Ramos does a great job of developing his culture and developing how he wants his players to play. Spend a lot of time in the off season with those kids, and you can see that on the court this year. They're a major contender.
You mentioned their non-league or their non-league this season. I mean, Coatesville. Coatesville was a state semifinalist a season ago. You and I got to know that team pretty good last season. They defeated Coatesville. In that game 72-66. They are just a team that is not afraid to take on anybody. Their culture a little bit though has changed, and they're not so much superstar oriented. Terry is fantastic. They are very balanced, and this is sort of a different type of McCaskey team that we've seen this year.
Well, when I saw this team early in the season, the thing that impressed me about them is, number one, how they went about their business, their maturity to focus on the task at hand, and number two, how they played unselfishly. They're going to have to.
It is an absolutely packed house here tonight at the Falcon Cage in Lebanon County for this crucial near end of season matchup between these two rivals, Cedar Crest and Lancaster McCaskey. It'll be Cedar Crest obviously being the white. We mentioned the number change for Mekhi Ortiz-Gray. He usually wears number 12. And Jayan Burnside wears number 2. It'll be Ortiz who wears number 2 here tonight. He said he's changing that number in honor of the late Gigi Bryant. The other starter for McCaskey is Irvin Gonzalez, the 6'4 senior, wearing number 11 here tonight. So it's Gingrich, Gordon, Thomas, Irving, and Terry. So Ortiz is actually going to come off the bench tonight for this team. And then obviously for Cedar Crest, they're going to start Jones, Aofalai, Miller, Allwine, and Eberhardt. Aofalai, you can't miss him on the floor tonight either. He's got the Kobe kicks on. Says R.I.P. Kobe on the side. We'll talk a little bit about Kobe Bryant as the night progresses. We're both wearing ribbons here tonight as our entire crew to honor the late, great Pennsylvania legend Kobe Bryant, who lost his life over the weekend. Cedar Crest controls the tip, and they'll work away from us here.
And McCaskey has started out in his zone defense.
They'll fall out. We mentioned 23 the other night. Eberhardt Strong move, hands it off. Aofalai, contact, and Aofalai is going to go to the line right away as we're just 22 seconds into this game. 62% free throw shooter, first foul on either side.
Well, they went right inside, and then Everhart found Falai on the opposite side for a post-to-post pass and got the foul.
Aofalai's first one is going to rim in. He is a player that really has developed a lot from last season to this season. 9 points, 9 rebounds against McCaskey in the first meeting. This is the second one. Terry's going to haul in the rebound. Terry, crossover in the lane. Nice step through Aofalai. Might have got a piece of that.
Well, that's the size right there. Just went up and made a great block.
Jones. They don't ask Jones to do a whole lot offensively. Loose ball's picked up by McCaskey. Here comes Isaiah Thomas. Running the floor, pull-up jumper for Thomas. Going to clang off the back, and Everhart palms the rebound. Up ahead, Aofalai. Racing ahead of the pack, will throw it down. Running away from the bucket, and Cedar Crest has a 3-0 lead. And a quick timeout call by Freddie Ramos to stop this momentum. Listen to the crowd here. The student section off to our right. It is absolutely rabid in this gym tonight, and Cedar Crest with all that momentum early on.
Well, the block shot down here, and then a fourth shot, and a nice rebound and a fast break dunk will get the crowd excited. Now, the last time down, McCaskey was playing like a box and one that time down. So we'll have to see what they try to do, their third possession on defense, McCaskey.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the PA Army National Guard. For more information about how to attend college full-time tuition-free and serve in the Army National Guard part-time, contact Sergeant First Class Stephen Smith of Team Lancaster in the 484 area code at 889-8519. What do you tell your team, Freddie Ramos? I mean, obviously no time to panic, but man, the momentum all of a sudden just swung.
So my guess is that Freddie had something coming out with the game plan that his team did not do in the first minute. Something they emphasized in practice they did not do, so he had to call a timeout to tell him about that.
Great defense. Terry shakes away from the defense, steps right through the defense, and is fouled going to the bucket, so Elijah Terry will step to the free throw line to shoot two. That is the first team foul on Cedar Crest. And we had 6:47 to go in the first quarter.
Well, he might have had the first shot blocked, but he wasn't intimidated at that time. He just kept going to the basket.
That a couple times a season ago as well. Thomas, and now Terry. Gingrich with it now. Thomas again. Gingrich open three-pointer on the way, right in front of the Cedar Crest bench. He knocks it down.
Nice dribble drive penetration and the kick, but that's what Gingrich can do. He spotted up, pulled the trigger.
19th made three on the season for Carter Gingrich. McCaskey's tied this at 5. Miller, they go backdoor. Jones, reverse layup, no, and Gordon the rebound. Thomas, they run it. Terry, oh, what a crossover by Terry, but he gives it up. Thomas, off balance, a lot of contact there. Yeah, a lot of contact there too, and no call.
Yeah, no call.
So that'll turn it back over to Cedar Crest.
Yeah, Freddie Ramos thought he had a foul there, and I can't disagree with him.
Aofalai now, tied at 5. This was a tight game the first meeting. Cedar Crest had a 1-point lead after 1. And then McCaskey just put the pedal to the floor and blew that thing open. As Jones will drive, now he'll pull it back out. 4:25 to go in the first. Jones, Allwine, nice fake to the bucket, and Allwine lays it in.
Well, there's the dribble drive offense. He found the angle, and he finished the layup. Cedar Crest is very good at finishing layups in traffic.
Gordon challenging the two bigs, and he's going to score off the window in the foul.
What a tough shot.
If that's on Aofalai, that's going to be his second. Gordon went right after both bigs on the baseline. Yeah. There's some discussion, I think, and that is on Aofalai, so that is his second.
Yeah, that's a big loss.
Max Scipione will come in for Cedar Crest. Well, I guess that's one way to neutralize him.
Well, I mean, I didn't really see that one, but I give Coach Ramos tip my hat to him because he was working for that foul call last possession. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah.
He got it this time. I know the referees don't want to hear that, but sometimes that happens.
Jonathan Bird will step in for McCaskey. His father played for McCaskey back in the 80s. Number 1, he's got that right hand heavily taped, though.
No, he's a really nice young player.
Just a freshman, 5'8" freshman. He is the future of this McCaskey team.
No, he's a very good player, sees the floor well, plays good D.
Eberhardt somehow found Miller, and Miller has fouled one of the buckets, so he'll shoot 2. That'll be the second team foul on McCaskey. A chance here for Miller to tie things up here.
No, nice strong move. He got fouled. See if he can make these 2 foul shots.
Miller on the season is a 50% free throw shooter. The Cedar Crest team does not shoot from the free throw line very well as he misses the front end. Just a 60% free throw shooting team.
Well, and they're also a team that gets fouled a lot. So you would think by getting fouled a lot, you would keep improving your foul shooting. So that's something they can work on here as they head into the postseason.
Yeah, no Logan Horn a season ago who was virtually automatic at the free throw line in his career, as there he is, the 50% guy, makes 1 of 2.
1 out 2.
We are tied at 8 here with 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Great start to this one. Glad to have you along here at LLHoops.com. Those of you watching on YouTube, we appreciate you checking in as well. Gordon, Terry. Up top, it'll go to Makai Ortiz-Gray. Open 3 on the way for Bird, and he knocks it down. First shot of the night, McCaskey regrabs the lead by 3.
Yeah, nice. Again, guard penetration. They found him. He shot that with confidence, didn't he? Really shot it with confidence.
Scipione, a pull-up jumper off the mark, and the rebound tip. Terry had it, lost it. Eberhardt had it, lost it. Now Miller has it. His jumper is no good, and Terry one-hands the rebound. Here he comes down the floor. Terry all the way. Good defense by Jones. Rebound put back, no. Terry gets the board again, out to Ortiz-Gray. McCaskey will reset.
Very good ball movement there by McCaskey.
Thomas finds Terry. Terry spin move on Scipione. Floater baseline, no. Rebound Eberhardt. Look ahead pass to Miller. Miller to the bucket. Scores again.
Yep, nice fast break. That's the focus of Cedar Crest. Will take the fast break if they can get it. They got it.
1 point lead for McCaskey. Ortiz-Gray tied up out to the corner. Bird has it now with 2:30 to go in the first. Thomas, off balance pass is picked off by Allwine. Allwine trying to outrun Terry to the bucket, steps through 2 defenders. The layup is good. 6 in the early going for Grant Allwine, and Cedar Crest has regrabbed the lead.
Well, that's what they do. They practice shooting different types of layups all the time, and they cash them in during the games.
Ortiz-Gray with a Euro step, lost the handle out of bounds, back to the Falcons.
Really wasn't anything there that time. The defense was definitely set. Get that drive on a ball reversal, you might get the defense out of position.
Chris Dance is in the game for Cedar Crest, number 5. Quarterback of the football team this season, made districts with a 7-4 record. One of the more valuable pieces off the bench for Tommy Smith. They go right underneath to Eberhardt, off the window and in. His first field goal of the night. It's a 3-point lead for the Falcons.
Yep, Eberhardt will slide to the open spot when the drive comes down the middle because his man will go help, and then he'll find an easy layup. So that was drawn up perfectly by Coach Tommy Smith.
Larry Gordon's open. His jumper is pure.
Yeah, that's a really nice shot.
1 point lead again as we're down to under 90 seconds to go in the quarter. Allwine, they get it out to the corner. Scipione back to Allwine.
And McCaskey fell into a 2-3 zone now.
Jones with it with 1:15 to go. Open 3 on the way for Allwine. No. Rebound loose, picked up by Terry. Here comes the speedy Elijah Terry to the window, but no. They're going to say charge. Will go the other way. Win Section 5, so they're in. Looks like Elko E-Town for a playing game, and then we know for sure Cacalico and Mennonite will be the other playing game a week from tonight.
There is one game left on Tuesday in the league season, so if McCaskey wins this game, both these teams have to win on Tuesday.
And they do have favorable matchups to close things out.
But as a coach, the coach says we have to play the game. We have to win it.
McCaskey ball to start. They turn it over right away, and Miller, and he is hand checked by Ortiz-Gray. And that will set up things on the side that we mentioned at the start. The switch by Ortiz-Gray. Classy move by him to switch over to number 2 to honor the late Gianna Bryant. The McCaskey cheerleaders all have Mamba Mentality shirts on tonight with the numbers 24 and 8 on the back. and they're all wearing purple and gold ribbons in their hair as well. Very classy gesture as we get a charge on the other end. So that'll go back to McCaskey with 7:40 to go. Yep. And, of course, a lot of tributes and everything to Kobe Bryant, too. A couple of players have Kobe's on tonight, the kicks.
Yeah. Well, you know, Kobe's from PA, and everybody knows that, and followed his great career. And, you know, everything he's done for basically society since he's been out of the NBA.
I said to you before the game tonight, it's just different when they're your guys, when they're from your state.
Yep.
And you have the ability to follow them from a jump. I saw him as a junior and followed him all junior, senior year. You followed him a lot, too, as Ortiz Gray's shot is off the mark. Scipione the rebound. Scipione drives, got held up. Good defense by McCaskey that time. Gordon the rebound. Here comes Bird. Just a minute into the second. Gingrich. Ortiz Gray. Nice move at the baseline, and then he'll hand it off to Gordon, who a little bunny will drop.
That's the unselfishness that I talked about earlier about this team. A nice give up the jumper here to get the ball to the corner, drive the baseline, kick it to the post man.
You've told me all season long as Miller drives and is stuffed, but there is contact. You've told me when we've talked either before or after one of our broadcasts or just during the week whenever we talk, you've been really impressed with McCaskey as a team. I mean, we know the history. Jerry Johnson, Perry Patterson, Salisbury, all those guys. But this is a team that has played really well together.
Again, like when your best players are your most unselfish players, that's huge.
Everhart missed his own shot. That one was tipped. Stays alive, kept alive by Cedar Crest. Pull-up jumper on the way by Perlacki. That is no good. He gets his own rebound. Perlacki drives, dumps it off Everhart, strip, but fouled.
Yeah, that last move Everhart made and missed, that was a big-time move. He just didn't finish it, but it was good to see the young guy make a move like that.
Foul is on Carter Gingrich, his first. That'll be the team fifth on McCaskey as Everhart steps to the free throw line. He is a 52% free throw shooter. As we documented in that opening quarter, the free throw shooting issues for Cedar Crest, just 60% coming into play tonight. Yet they are 18-2, and they are fantastic in close games.
And, you know, there's a stat that I always kept as a coach is what's your foul shooting percentage in the fourth quarter?
That's a good point.
And sometimes it's amazing how guys focus in and are better shooters in the fourth quarter than they are throughout the game.
1 of 2 for Everhart. So it's a 2-point lead for Cedar Crest with 6:08 to play in the half. Yeah, you can forget the 60%. If you're 80% in the fourth quarter, who cares?
No, exactly. I mean,
crossover by Bird, nice move. Bird out to Ortiz Gray. Right there by Dan's Gingrich. And there's a foul inside. Again, Terry and Aofali. So Elijah Terry and Larry Aofali both out right now with 2 fouls. That foul is going to be on Carson Perlacki.
Aofali back in now.
Yep, he is coming back in.
And you know, like, sometimes you don't like to put that guy back in there with 2 fouls.
Gingrich stepped through, but he traveled.
You have to have a lot of confidence that your discussion with the player to avoid the charge and also to go straight up, don't reach, get out of this quarter without another foul.
Miller hands off. Perlacki was looking for Aofali, but couldn't find him. Then he's going to throw it right back to Gordon. Loose ball on the floor is picked up by Perlacki. Perlacki drives to the bucket, but he is going to get fouled. They're going to call blocking foul on Ortiz Gray.
Yeah, Gordon has the assignment to guard Aofali. Okay, so you can watch that matchup down at that end. That's pretty intense.
Perlacki at the line this season. He is the best free throw shooter on this Cedar Crest team, 83%. That foul on Ortiz Gray is his second. So he has 2, Aofali's got 2, and Terry has 2. And Perlacki misses the front end. Into the game for McCaskey is Devon Scarborough, a 5'8 junior, number 5. Second one is no good, so an over.
Missed them both.
And for Perlacki, 83% again. Bird dribbles out. Nice move by Bird. Really keeping that alive. Dumps it inside to Gordon, who got it and puts it in.
A nice left hand. He avoided the block by shooting it with his left hand.
9 for Gordon in the first half. AFLI, Allwine, Miller. Perlacki thought about it. Hand it back off to Miller. They go right inside to Everhart. Back out to Perlacki. Open three on the way. No. And the rebound wrestled for that time by Miller, and Bird jump ball. Arrow's going to favor Cedar Crest. Amani Jones is coming back in for Cedar Crest, and he'll replace Carson Perlacki. Have not seen Trey Shutter yet for Cedar Crest as Jones has it. Open three on the way. He's in from the near side. That is Allwine.
Well, Allwine got the inside-out pass, and as a three-point shooter, your percentage is going to be higher with an inside-out pass. So, but that's part of Cedar Crest's plan to get those three-point shots coming from the inside out.
I'll have to double check as Thomas misses that one. AFI the rebound. I'm not sure Trey Shutter is dressed tonight for Cedar Crest.
It doesn't look like he is, no.
Let's see if we can find out more about that here at the half. Jumper on the way, no. Jones the rebound.
Yeah, but Everhart, he did a nice job of tipping that ball.
AFLI pull up off balance. Contact will send him back to the line to shoot a pair with 4:02 to play, and Cedar Crest nursing a three-point lead. You talk about Shutter, and he had 14 against McCaskey the first time around to lead the team, but he has had just massive games this season. 18 points, 28 points, 25 points, 21 points.
Yeah.
Every time you turn around, he's had a big game, and especially as AFLI hits the front end, especially in a game like this where you don't know what is going to happen down the stretch. That is a tough, tough deal that he is not going to be, it looks like, available for his team tonight.
Well, you got to play with what you got, so that's what they're doing.
Second one was good, too. Matt Smith is in the game.
Yep.
Number 33 for Cedar Crest.
And you know, Coach Smith, he took A.O. Foley out, trying to get him out of this quarter without another foul. So he got a couple minutes out of him. Looks like he's going to save him for the second half now.
3:50, approaching 3:50 to go here in the half. That's a 5-point lead for Cedar Crest. Gordon, floater, no, and the rebound Jones.
Now we got to keep our eye on this lead for.
Intercepted by Isaiah Thomas. Nice look ahead to Scarborough. Races to the bucket and lays it in.
That's a big bucket.
That's a lead down to 3.
McCaskey has to hang in there while Terry's on the bench.
Everhart double dribble.
Yep,
yeah, they have not gone back to Terry at all here in the second so far. Picked up 2 quick fouls, has 2 points here tonight.
I think they're going to try to keep Terry on the bench the remainder of the first half. At this point, it looks like if they could still hang in there.
Bird's giving them pop off the bench.
He's really good, the young freshman.
They've come up with some timely buckets here without their leading scorer in the game. Bird has it now as we come up on 3 minutes to go here in the half.
See, here's the patience that we talked about with McCaskey. They have the ability to have that.
Contact inside.
Good defense by Cedar Crest.
They called jump ball that time.
Jump ball, look at the ball underneath.
Inbound will go up top. Nice play by Jones to step in front of that. It's going to be off of Bird and go back to Cedar Crest with 2:54 to go in the half.
Yeah, that'll drive you crazy as a coach if you can't get the ball in bounds on your out of bounds underneath. So a little lack of execution that time by McCaskey. Good defense by Cedar Crest. Believe me, Cedar Crest knows all the McCaskey out of bounds plays, believe me.
Miller. Now Jones open for 3. No, and the rebound controlled by Scarborough. He got pushed from behind. Up ahead it goes for Gingrich, but he let him too long. Gingrich saves it right in the arms of Allwine.
Yeah, another turnover there by McCaskey.
Here comes Jones now with 2:30 to go, off to Allwine. Smith will drive and lay it up and in.
Yep.
Matt Smith comes into this game averaging less than a point a game.
Well, that was a big basket.
already with 2 here, 24-19 Cedar Crest. Thomas on the drive, good defense, but he is fouled. That looked like a good double team.
All right, now see what they do on the out-of-bounds play here.
That foul is on Cole Miller. That is his second, so he is out. Chris Dance is back in for Cedar Crest. That is also the 15th foul on Cedar Crest. Good defense on the inbound, out to Gordon. Now Thomas will reset things. We come up on 2 minutes to go in the half. It is a 5-point advantage for the home team.
Yep, and McCaskey with Terry on the bench, they have to stay close here. This next 2 minutes is going to be huge.
Isaiah Thomas off balance, the fadeaway, no. Rebound controlled by Jones.
It's a tough shot there by Isaiah Thomas.
Jones gets it back from Eberhardt, racing ahead. Dance pull-up three-pointer on the way is short. Rebound Eberhardt, Eberhardt stripped. Eberhardt gets it right back. Eberhardt's strong move is blocked by Gordon, and Bird comes out of the pile. Here comes Bird the other way, out to Gingrich, open 3, no. Rebound Smith. 1:20 to go in the half.
Eberhardt's active down there. They just keep going, getting inside to him.
Strip, Bird up ahead, Thomas to the bucket, lays it in.
That's the quickness and the turnover ability that McCaskey can force you into that turnover. That's their offense right there. Get a fast break layup.
Down to 3 with under a minute to go in the half. Dance, Jones, Smith. They move it around the arc. Nice go by Allwine, but too strong. Gordon, and then Allwine's able to save it out of bounds and throw it off of Gordon.
Yeah, nice smart play by Allwine. See what they can do on an out-of-bounds play here.
47.9 seconds left.
4 across the baseline. Go back screen there.
Open 3 for Jones. Knocks it down. Amani Jones, just his 18th 3 of the year and his first bucket of the night, but other way, Bird lays it up and in.
That's a big-time move.
He is a big-time freshman.
Yeah, you're going to hear about this kid.
Oh, just imagine if he grows like 2 or 3 inches, too. Nice look ahead to Smith. Smith to the corner, Dance, 19 seconds left, fires a 3, no. Rebound, tipped out of Eberhardt's hands and controlled by the Tornado.
They got plenty of time to get a shot here. See if they go one-on-one and a kick. And
down to 4 seconds, Gingrich. Blocked by Eberhardt. Thomas is there to put the rebound in at the buzzer. Wow. Isaiah Thomas with 2 field goals to close the half. And McCaskey closes to a 2-point lead, 27-25. Here in the battle for Section 1, it is Cedar Crest on top. We'll take a timeout, come back with our stats, and get you set for the second half. You're watching live coverage of Lancaster 11 League Boys Basketball right here on LOHoops.com.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Attention parents and coaches. Do you wish you had a safe social media platform for your youth athletes? Fortunately for you, there's a revolutionary new app that helps with just that. Introducing Small Player, Big Play. Small Player, Big Play app provides young athletes, parents, and coaches a user-friendly sports social media platform. The app allows users to connect with friends, make new friends, create groups, text, chat, and post pictures and videos of you and your teammates participating in your favorite sport or activity. To begin, users can simply download and sign up for the app using an email account. Younger users have the ability to sign up using their smartphone and a parent's email address. From there, users can begin to interact and engage with other users of the app. Small Player Big Play app also gives users the ability to live stream full games and events. You can live stream your event so that friends, family, or anyone in the world can see you in action. Users can also share posts from the app to their other social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter. What are you waiting for? Get in the game and share your love of sports with the world. Download the Small Player Big Play app today.
I would recommend becoming an official because you can feel like you're a part of a sport that you love.
We officiate for the athletes and for the sport that we love, and so as long as you keep them first, then it's going to be a great experience.
So the money I make from officiating for the past few years, I put all that money into savings to pay to finish my college education. In 6 months, when I complete that, I will not be in any debt.
Officiating the state championship and getting that call to officiate the state championship was an emotional thing for me, just because of what I've been through, you know, the ups and downs, and getting that call really meant a lot to me. Sometimes I see student athletes that I officiated years and years ago, and they say, "Man, you did a great job. Thanks for everything you've done."
Halftime here at Cedar Crest High School. It is the home team with a 2-point lead, 27-25 over visiting Lancaster McCaskey. The winner of this game will go on to win Section 1, or at least if it's Cedar Crest, they will win Section 1. If it's McCaskey, likely there'll be a playoff next Wednesday night to determine who wins the section race. As far as the LL tournament goes, we for sure will have the final for you coming up, both the girls and the boys final coming up for you on February 13th and 14th. Just tune in to llhoops.com in the coming week to see if there's anything else that might pop up as far as coverage goes for the LL tournament. Everything gets underway a week from tonight. There are 2 play-in games a week from tonight, and we suspect that one of them is going to be really good regardless. It's either going to be Warwick against Elko or Elko against E-Town, and it's going to be 2 really good games no matter who the matchup is. We're still waiting to see what will happen with Warwick. Warwick, if they beat Lebanon tonight, then they're going to win Section 2. But if they don't, that likely forces a tiebreaker with E-Town coming up next week as well. So a couple things left to be done here. But as far as the LL tournament goes, we'll definitely have the final for you coming up on Valentine's Day night from Manheim Township High School, 7 o'clock tip-off. Coach Goodling and I will be back with you for that one. And, again, just tune into llhoops.com to see if we have anything coming your way. Before that, we'll hopefully have a game or 2 in the tournament for you before that as well. Here in the first half, foul trouble for Illyria Afali and foul trouble for Elijah Terry. And then Cole Miller picks up his second late in the half. But really, you had talked about it in the first half about McCaskey managing the time without Terry on the floor, and they did a great job at that to keep this to a 2-point lead.
You know what they did? They came up with some steals. They got some turnovers and led it into fast breaks, and that helped their keep this game close.
Now for Cedar Crest, they really, they missed Aofala in the first half, but their offense seemed a little bit more in sync without him on the floor compared to McCaskey without Terry. But at the same time, though, they just weren't able to really extend away from McCaskey.
Well, you're going to see Terry come back and Aofala come back in this game, and they're going to make an impact on the game one way or the other, So hopefully they stay in the game and don't get in further foul trouble.
This game's been everything you expected it to be?
Well, I keep thinking about, it goes through my head, how many more times is these two teams going to play? I keep thinking, okay, well, they might play. They're in the opposite brackets for the LL League title.
Could be three.
It could be three there. They could play in districts. This isn't going to be the last time these teams play, I have a feeling.
And it could be in states, too. You never know.
It could be crazy. It could be one of those things that's developing here based on how this game turns out. But I have a feeling they're going to see each other some more.
Yeah, they could very well. They're going to be on opposite sides of the bracket, regardless of who wins the section come the LL tournament. Section 1, the winner of Section 1 will get a bye to Monday's quarterfinals, and then the loser will drop down to the bottom half of the bracket, and they will also play in the quarterfinals, but they are locked in against Lancaster Catholic. So, listen, the LL tournament this year is going to be nuts. Look, some of these first-round matchups potentially are going to have either one of these teams against Lancaster Catholic, which is going to be great. You're going to have a playing game possibly of E-Town or Warwick against Elko, which is going to be great. Calico and Mennonite should be a really good playing game as well.
It would be a good game.
The winner of that would play the winner of Section 1, and then you have the Section 2 winner is going to take on Columbia. And that Columbia team, we saw them a couple weeks ago. That Columbia team is nothing to
I agree.
To lose focus on.
I think we're not talking a lot about Lancaster Catholic and Elko and some of these teams. LS is playoff proven. They won it 2 years ago. They have a really good guard, and they have a chance to surprise some people too. So I think it's going to be a very outstanding tournament.
And it should be. And we'll have the final for sure. And just, again, keep it tuned to llhoops.com to see if we have any other action coming your way as far as the LL tournament goes. We're thinking we're going to bring you that play-in game between Warwick, or between E-Town and Elko, or Warwick and Elko, whichever one of those two will match up with the Raiders. It's Cedar Crest ball to start things here, and out of bounds right away. It's going to go to a foul. Actually, it's a cheap foul called on Terry. He's third.
That's a tough call. That's his third.
Team first in the half.
McCaskey is playing a box and one right now. If you watch, Gordon is on Aofala, and he's guarding him everywhere. And the other four McCaskey players are in a box set. It might morph into a diamond, but right now it's a 2-2 and one guy on Aofala.
Terry's going to stay out there too.
Well, Terry has to just, he's not going to get as many steals as he normally does now because he has 3 fouls. He can't take the chance.
Inside Miller, and he is stripped, and Gordon comes away with a loose ball. And it goes to Thomas. It's Thomas, Ortiz-Gray, Gordon, Terry, and Gingrich for McCaskey. Terry out to Thomas. Thomas will drive, hang off balance, no. Rebound wrestled away momentarily by Eberhardt. And then we get a jump ball in the air is going to favor Cedar Crest.
Tough shot that time by Thomas. He's going in there with some size, and that size affected him that time.
Aofala, Jones, Alwine, Miller, Eberhardt for Cedar Crest.
Good individual. If you look at this battle right now.
So underneath, and Thomas recovers with a good defensive play.
Watch Gordon's defense right now on Aofala. He's really playing, he's no help position. He's going to just play him heads up, one-on-one. And the 4 other guys for Cedar Crest are going to have to.
Dangerous pass up top, and really hitting the floor hard was Cole Miller. Boy, he took a dangerous spill along with Terry. and both are down right near midcourt. Well, that was awful. You can hear the thud of Miller just collapsing down to the floor. I hope he's okay. Hit the back of his head. They're going to look at him. Already Cedar Crest with a short bench because we mentioned Trey Shutter not available tonight. So Miller's going to have to come out of the game.
So hopefully Miller, he'll be sore tomorrow. Hopefully it's not a head injury. Hopefully he just landed on the thick of his back. Trainer will check that out.
You hear that in our headsets when they both hit. Terry looks like he is okay as well, but he is going to be out for this one too. So Chris Dans is in, and Jonathan Bird comes back in for McCaskey. He played really well in the first half for this McCaskey team. Hit a couple of big shots, hitting 2 right near the end of the half. Dans has it.
His floor game was outstanding also.
He is. We have talked about him a lot already tonight and how good he is going to be. Jones, Dans now, Allwine, Hale Falleye. They move to double him up, push him towards the bench. And they're going to get a foul called on McCaskey. That is going to be on Gordon. That'll be his first.
So against this box and one, Falleye could be a screener on the bottom guy, and perhaps Everhart could come across off the screen into the middle and get a little face-up jumper.
Dans, Allwine, Everhart. Allwine again. Move it back to Dans. Falleye wants it, goes baseline, right around the traffic, and he throws it down with a one hand.
Well, that was like, give me the ball, I'll break this box and one.
Maybe that gets him going offensively as Bird working on Dans. Hands it off Thomas. Ortiz Gray now. 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Gingrich underneath. Thomas again. Thomas. Gordon. Bird. Thomas again in the corner, drives, kicks it out to the corner, and Gingrich. Back to Thomas. Good defense by Cedar Crest.
Yeah, Cedar Crest has played outstanding defense this whole game, but this possession has been really good.
Thomas again. They have gone about 35, 40 seconds here in this possession. Thomas. Again, tremendous defense by the Falcons here.
Well, they have good help side. They're staying in front of the ball. And you got Everhart protecting the basket on the help side.
Reversal, Gingrich now. Ortiz Gray goes baseline, step through, reverse layup. No, Everhart the rebound.
Nice move. He didn't finish it because of the size coming around him here.
Allwine, Dans. Going to take the three from the corner. No, the rebound right in the hands of Bird. Bird trying to outrun everybody. Will go right to the bucket, lay it off the window. No, but it's tipped up and in.
What a tip by Gordon.
Yep, Samir Gordon knocks that one down. 2-point lead for Cedar Crest. We're under 5 to go in the third.
I think the largest lead might have been 5 points.
Floater by Allwine, charge. That'll be his first and the team first on Cedar Crest here in the third.
Ortiz Gray, real smart defensive player right there.
Thomas will inbound. It's Thomas, Bird, Gingrich, Ortiz Gray, and Gordon for McCaskey. Been a heck of a first 2.5 quarters here. Hand check foul called on Dans. That'll be his first.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have to call those. If you're going to call that one, then you're going to have to call some other ones. That was in the open floor, and sometimes that's what matters, where you do it at.
This atmosphere feels like a title fight. The action on the floor feels like a title fight. This has been a lot of fun here. Just over halfway through this one as they go right inside of Gordon. No, and the rebound almost lost by Jones, but it's saved, and Falleye comes away with it. Allwine, nice handoff to Everhart.
Wow,
lays off the window.
That's a nice play. There's your dribble drive and the kick to the big guy.
7 for Everhart. 4-point lead again for Crest.
Everhart's played a really solid game. His presence on defense has been a big factor. He's been real active on offense.
Thomas drives, pull up right over top Everhart. No. Got his own rebound and he scores again.
Yeah, great second effort there. Everhart affected that first shot, but Thomas stayed with it to get the follow-up.
Isaiah Thomas has 6 for McCaskey. Back to a 2-point lead. Jones inside Everhart. Everhart spinning on Ortiz Gray, but he traveled. Second time he has been called for either a double dribble or a travel tonight.
Well, he just over-moved that time. He just make the move. Your move right now is I'm bigger than you. I'm going up to the basket. So he had a little lefty inside. I know he can do that shot. He just has to get more comfortable putting it up there quickly.
Gordon, 3:32 to go in the third. It's a 2-point lead for the host Cedar Crest Falcons. Here from the Falcon Cage. Thanks for watching with us here tonight. Bringing you this Section 1 title matchup, or what will decide Section 1 at least. Crest wins. They are the outright champ. Off balance runner by Ortiz Gray is good.
That's a big time take on the dribble drive, and
first bucket of the night. We're tied at 31. Yeah. Miller, who's back in there.
Jump up. All right, nice kick out.
Good reversal. Perlacki open for three. Got it.
Yeah, it was again Eberhard turned to the inside. The help came from the corner. He threw it right to the open spot. That was a great play by the big man.
Ortiz Gray, we go the other way, Thomas. Ortiz Gray again, guarded by Aofala, not challenging him. Open is Bird for three, in and out, Aofala the rebound. 2.5 upcoming here in the third. 3-point lead for Cedar Crest. Aofala off balance, the fadeaway, no, and the rebound Bird. Up ahead, Gordon. Gordon to the buck. Yeah, a lot of contact, and Aofala is going to pick up foul number 3.
Yep. And he needed to avoid that foul somehow.
Well, I wanted to ask you about them a couple times here. We've seen Aofala come out to defend up top, and McCaskey has not challenged him. That's the first time they've really challenged him or tried to go after him there. He's now got 3 fouls.
Yeah.
And Tommy Smith will substitute Matt Smith. Gordon is going to miss the front end.
His instinct is I'm going to block every shot. And that's okay when you have 1 foul, maybe 2, in the second half. But when you have, like, the 3rd foul right there ready to happen, you got to be careful, especially in that situation.
Second one for Gordon is good. He's got 12 tonight. Just a junior at 6'2".
No, he's very important for them. He's a very good player.
Perlacki with 2:10 to go in the third. Jones back to Perlacki. Bird steps out on defense.
This is a straight zone defense here right now.
Inside Eberhard, back out to Miller. Miller back to Eberhard, tipped away by Gingrich and out of bounds.
Yeah. Well, they got Eberhard working the short corner a little bit. He's a pretty good passer down there. He gets the defense to suck in on him. He can find an open shooter. Now McCaskey's going back to man.
Jones hands it off. Miller hands it off again. Miller in motion here by Cedar Crest. Nice bounce pass to Perlacki. They find Eberhard inside and he lays it in. 9 for Jason Eberhard. Back to a 4-point lead for Cedar Crest.
He's going to be around the basket when you have dribble penetration. He's looking for that dump pass. And that time he caught it and finished it.
1:15 to go in the third. Ortiz Gray, Gordon, off to Thomas now. Thomas crossover, out to the corner. Gingrich is open. We got contact underneath. They're going to wave off the shot attempt. Offensive foul on McCaskey, so we'll go the other way. That is going to be on Isaiah Thomas. His second.
That's a big charge take by Cedar Crest because McCaskey was going to make a 3 on that one.
And oddly enough, it's Ortiz Gray who takes a lot of the charges from McCaskey. He has been known to do that this season. Again, Crest will run their motion.
Yep, they're running their dribble drive motion. Notice Eberhard will stay away from the ball. So when the ball drives in.
40 seconds to go now in the quarter for Lackey. Eberhard and Gordon mixed up underneath. And we're going to foul up top. We're going to timeout.
Timeout.
Tommy Smith.
Yeah, Tommy just needed to clean that possession up a little bit, so we're going to talk about it.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Susquehanna Tackle. Everything for fishing. Susquehanna Tackle features low prices, fast delivery, and expert knowledge. Free shipping on orders over $50. This weekend is Bass Fest. Give us a call at 1-800-814-7433. Eric Thomas and Warren Goodling with you here at the Falcon Cage courtside. We got a 4-point lead for Cedar Crest. 31 seconds to go in the third quarter in what has been a tremendous night of LL action here in our final regular season broadcast of the year.
Yeah, and McCaskey's played most of this game without their best player.
And they're hanging around. They're doing exactly what you said they had to do in the first half, which is massage the minutes and just get to a certain point where you have to bring Terry back and go all in. And they have yet to do that. And, you know, the one thing you and I have talked about a lot off air this season is the poise of this McCaskey team. They don't get rattled. They play so calm and poised throughout the whole game. Like, this is not a frantic, you know, sometimes under Bird Powell you'd see them play sort of a breakneck pace with their athletes and everything. This is a more controlled, very poised McCaskey team that we see here tonight. And I think that makes them very, very dangerous.
No, they can play a couple different styles. They can get out and run. They can slow the ball down a little bit.
Inside, Everhart could seal, and he lays it in again. And that is going to do it for the third quarter as Everhart closes out the third with an easy bucket, and he has now got 11 points. It's a 6-point lead for Cedar Crest. As we will go to the fourth quarter. Tonight's game is brought to you by H&L Team Sales. H&L Team Sales provides uniform, team shops, and other clothing and equipment to schools and teams throughout the Lancaster-Lebanon League, York area, and Berks regions. Contact H&L at 717-392-3010. Tonight's game is also brought to you by LA Elite. Tryouts for the LA Elite Spring 2020 AAU basketball season will be held coming up on February 22nd and March 8th. For more information and tryout registration, please visit online www.laelit3.org. That's LAELIT3.org, or call Matt Overball in the 484 area code at 354-5631. Start of the fourth quarter here from the Falcon Cage at Cedar Crest High School. Eric Thomas, Warren Goodling with you. It's a 6-point lead for the host Falcons as they try to close out the Section 1 title. And they were LL champs in 2013 and 14 and 15. They finished second in the section last year to Manheim Township and were just demolished by Lancaster Catholic in that Lancaster-Lebanon League tournament in the semifinals. Weren't even really 72-47 the final score of that game. That has stuck with the returning players in this team. Most notably, they lost Brody Dunlop and Logan Horn from last year's team. But all these guys, 10 seniors in all on this roster, and a chunk of them contributed to last year's success. And they have come back strong this year, and they're 8 minutes away from closing out a Section 1 title. Ortiz Gray will fire a three. Off the side of the iron, no. Jones goes to the floor. Aofalai stepped on the line. They're going to call a foul. They're going to call a foul. Let's see. I don't know what they're going to call here.
I think he called
out of bounds.
Out of bounds, yeah. I don't think, because he did not go over to the scores table and report the foul.
Yeah, Gordon sort of stepped off of that, wondering what the call was. You see Terry's back in for McCaskey.
Yeah, he'll play the remainder now as long as he doesn't foul out.
Gingrich open in the corner. Bird. As the drive by Ortiz Gray on the reverse layup. No, gets his own rebound, and he puts it back up and in for the foul. Makai Ortiz Gray. Chance here to pull his team within one. That foul is on Eberhardt. That is his first, and the team fourth. Ortiz Gray in the season, a 70% free throw shooter, cannot connect. I beg your pardon, it was 38-32, so it's a 4-point lead. Eberhardt spins. Out to the corner, Miller got away with a travel maybe. Miller jumper, no. Rebound is controlled by Terry. Terry crossover move out to Ortiz Gray. Thought about the three.
Yeah, he thought about it.
Out to the corner. Then they go back up top. Terry, he will fire the three and knock it down.
Yep. Well, his impact is right there. He's in the game, and they cut it to 1.
See if that gets him going offensively. He's not had a chance to stay on the floor long. Miller tied up. Good defense by McCaskey, and the foul's going to be called, it looks like, on Gingrich. And it will be on Carter Gingrich.
Well, they needed a basket, so Miller just took a strong drive and challenged the defender and got fouled.
And it's Gingrich's second foul. Each team has 4 fouls. Miller short arms the first one. Miller, we talked about in the first half, just a 50% free throw shooter. Did you think coming into this game, I mean, we talked about McCaskey and scoring 60 points in 17 straight games. It's going to be work to get to that point tonight.
Well, the reason I think that is because in this type of game, the defensive intensity is at another level. Yep. It's at a playoff level. So it's not, you're just not going to roll down and score your normal points in a game.
Jumper by Gordon from the baseline. Yep. He has had a great night.
He's a really good player.
14
He's a really
points.
Good player.
Yep, 14 points for Samir Gordon.
And that 6-point lead is wiped out.
Tied at 39 as Miller has it for Cedar Crest. Out to Allwine. Nice look inside for Eberhardt. The foul, and Eberhardt's going to go back to the line to shoot a pair. Foul is going to be on Ortiz-Gray.
All right, here we go in the fourth quarter. Let's see what the foul shooting percentages turn out to be.
That is the 3rd foul on Ortiz-Gray. Eberhardt misses the front end.
Missed the front end, so
52% free throw shooter as Bird's going to step out. Thomas, Gingrich, Ortiz-Gray, Terry, and Gordon. Teo, Fallon, Miller, Eberhardt, Allwine, and Jones for Cedar Crest. To break the tie, Eberhardt misses that one.
Yep.
Terry the rebound.
Okay. Cedar Crest 1 for 4 from the foul line in the fourth quarter at this point. That's a deep 3.
Travel, and that'll come back to Crest with under 6 to play.
Yeah, it's a tough call. I know Isaiah Thomas didn't like the call, but it looked a little funny, right?
We're over here.
I'd have to see it on replay.
They're out there.
Yep.
That's all I'll say. Allwine for Jones. Good motion offense again.
Yep.
Step through by Allwine. Leaves it right off the front of the rim.
That's a big, tough basket by Allwine.
It sure was.
He split the switch. McCaskey switched it, and he just sort of changed directions and was able to get to the rim.
11 for Allwine. 2-point lead for Cedar Crest. Gingrich now Ortiz-Gray. 5:25 to go. Ortiz-Gray, good defense by A.O. Falleye.
Yep, he played it with his feet that time.
Terry, step back on the way. No, and the rebound A.O. Falleye.
All right. Cedar Crest is trying to keep Terry, making be more of a perimeter shooter than a driver.
Good look inside, but Miller can't connect.
Nice rebound by Ortiz-Gray.
Here comes McCaskey the other way. Thomas, no. Rebound Jones. And a jump ball. The arrow is going to favor Cedar Crest.
Yep.
With Jonathan Bird coming back in from McCaskey under 5 to go. He'll replace Carter Gingrich. So now you have an offense with Ortiz-Gray, Thomas, Bird, and Terry out there. And you got your big and Gordon. That is a heck of a 4-guard lineup. Hale Falleye, Eberhardt, out to Miller, open 3 on the way. Yes. Big bucket for Cole Miller.
Yeah, big bucket. Again, my hat's off to Eberhardt to just, he had a sort of a good look at 15 feet. He threw it to the shooter for a 3. So another assist for the big man.
Gordon, Terry, or rather Bird, I beg your pardon. Now it's Thomas. 4:20 to play. See the advantage there for Cedar Crest. Ortiz-Gray, he'll pull up. That's deep for 3. No, and the rebound Jones.
Not sure that's the shot he really wanted. Coach Ramos won it that time. And now Cedar Crest is going to spread you out, dribble drive, try to get an opening to the basket.
Comes inside.
There it is.
Eberhardt off the window, no. Yep. Volleyball around. A.O. Falleye the rebound. Off balance, and he almost got it to fall. A.O. Falleye will go back to the line to shoot 2 with 3:48 to play. if there is one guy on this team who you probably want at the line, Eofala hit 14 of 10 against Wyomissing, plus he hit the 2 in regulation to force overtime against Lebanon earlier this year. Foul is on Gordon, that's his second. 6th on McCaskey as Eofala hits the front end.
That looked really, really nice. Good backspin on the ball, good arc on it. Very comfortable shooting that. Hopefully I don't jinx him here. And I did.
And it's going to be off of Miller, so it'll go back to McCaskey. So just 2 of 5 shooting from the line here in the 4th. The Cedar Crest.
Yep, 2 of 6.
2 of 6, I beg your
2 of
pardon.
6. This is a big stop right here because there'll be certainly some game pressure if McCaskey scores here.
Terry, and they're going to count the bucket and the foul. So Elijah Terry gets a huge bucket from McCaskey to cut it to 4, and he will go to the line to shoot 1 with 3:31 to go. That foul is on Miller. That is his 3rd. So for Cedar Crest now, you got Eofala with 3, you got Miller with 3. Nobody else in any real danger from McCaskey. It is Gordon with 2, Gingrich with 2, Ortiz Gray with 3, and Terry with 3.
Back to a 3-point ball game.
It is back to a 3-point ball game. Better Gingrich is back in.
McCaskey with some full court man-to-man pressure right now. See if Cedar Crest wants to set something up to go over top of this.
I'm going to call a timeout here on the floor with 3:31 to go in this one, and it's a timeout called by McCaskey, so it's a 3-point lead for Cedar Crest. Tonight's game is brought to you by Dan Taylor Family Law. Is your will, durable power of attorney, and living will up to date? If not, you should see LLHoops.com sponsor Daniel K. Taylor. Dan can be reached at 717-945-6212 or see his ad on our website. He can initially speak to you over the phone or meet at his Lancaster office. Home appointments are available for the disabled. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Parents, if you have children who are driving or getting ready to drive, Nationwide is here to help. Call the Stephen Edward Lewis Agency in Millersville to find out how they keep your costs low and teach your children how to drive safer with the Nationwide Smart Ride program. This program includes accident forgiveness, so if your new driver does have an accident, you won't lose your insurance or suffer an expensive rate surcharge. Please contact the Stephen Edward Lewis Agency for additional information at 717-872-2466. 3:31 to go here from Cedar Crest High School. It's 45-42 Falcons, and they will inbound on the far end. Inbound to Eofala now. They'll go back to, that is Miller, I believe.
Yep, Miller brought it up.
Eofala with it. Splits the defense, runs right into Ortiz Gray, who is going to pick up his 4th foul. So the first guy with 4 fouls is McCaskey's Makai Ortiz Gray, and Eofala back to the line to shoot 2 with 3:17 to play.
Well, he was very determined to go to the basket that time, wasn't he?
You see a little bit of everything out of Eofala. We were talking to somebody before the game tonight, and sometimes, you'll see him, if he's hot from 3, he'll take threes in the game. Other times he'll just attack the bucket. Tonight it's been more of an inside game for him as he can't hit the front end.
Well, we talked about Cedar Crest's foul shooting, and right now they're 2 for 7 in the 4th quarter.
Big one here for Eofala, and he got it.
That was a big one.
The other way, the bucket and the foul for Terry.
Yeah, he's being real aggressive right now.
He will go to the line to shoot 1. Chance to cut this to 1. That is Cole Miller's 4th foul. So he is the only guy in real foul trouble here for Cedar Crest. He has 4. Eofala still has 3. Terry at the line, and he can't hit the free throw. Rebound attempt hauled in by Miller. Here comes Jones now as we approach 3 minutes to play. 2-point lead for Cedar Crest. Jones all the way to the bucket, lays it in.
That is a big-time take with the left hand.
5 for Jones. 4-point lead again for Cedar Crest.
When those Cedar Crest players have one-on-one, they'll finish it.
2:45 to go. Terry, Gingrich, and now Bird. Thomas can't get that clean look yet.
Good defense by Cedar Crest.
Terry will pull up for 3, air ball.
Yep.
Here comes Jones, bumping off Bird to the bucket. Jones, and he is fouled.
Yep.
And will go to the line to shoot a pair with 2:28 to play.
That's 2 big possessions by Jones. He was very determined to take his man to the basket.
He is I want to say the quiet starter in this 5. They don't ask him to do a whole lot, and he has had a good game here tonight with 5 and a chance to extend this lead to as much as 6. It's the first.
Well, his role is to play defense and find the open guy on offense and penetrate and kick, and he's made some big plays down the stretch here so far.
They had a guard like that last year, and Joaquin Angino, who was pretty much the same kind of player as Jones. Hits both, so he has 7. It's a 6-point lead for Cedar Crest, and a full timeout assessed here to Cedar Crest with 2:28 to play. Tonight's game is brought to you by Pat Klein from State Farm. Special thanks to Pat Klein of State Farm for sponsoring LO Hoops live streaming. Give Pat a call for all your insurance needs in the 717 area code. 284-3107. Pat is based in Corryville. Tonight's game also brought to you by Dacio Technology. Proven technology, proven people. Dacio is a locally owned office technology company with multiple service and sales locations throughout central Pennsylvania and Maryland. Dacio offers IT service and support, multifunction copiers, network printers, wide format printers, and document management solutions to businesses and nonprofits of all sizes. Call John Erskine for more information. 717-419-7971.
(50-44) here, 2:28. So I'm sure Coach Smith right now in his huddles is telling exactly what he wants his team to do. Let's take care of the ball. Let's play defense. Let's get those rebounds.
This has been a great game here tonight. Cedar Crest trying to close out this one and close out Section 1. They win this game tonight. They will, in fact, win the section outright despite splitting the season series with McCaskey. They would have an 11-1 line in Section 1, and McCaskey would go to 9-3, and with 2 games left, they would not be able to catch. One of those games is a non-conference game against Exeter, so only 1 league game left for both. Out to the near side to Gingrich, no, and the rebound Ortiz Gray fights through traffic and is going to get called. They're going to get the call, rather, and send Ortiz Gray back to the line.
Who'd they call that foul on? I think it was.
That is on
Eberhard.
Jason Eberhard,
Yes.
Yep. Team second, so Ortiz Gray with a chance here. Been held in check for most of the night, averaging just under 14 a game, and he only has 4 tonight. First one is good. So let's cut the lead down to 5. Still plenty of time left here.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time with the explosive, the way McCaskey can play defense.
Second one on the way is good. After the game tonight, we'll have our player of the game and hopefully the winning coach as well. Stay tuned for our post-game show after this one is complete. 2 minutes to go from Cedar Crest High School. It's a 4-point lead for the Falcons. Jones, they try to waste a little time. They go right inside to Eberhard, back out to Miller. Good ball movement here by Cedar Crest to kill some time. Aofalai baseline. Aofalai hangs and he scores. 11 for Aofalai, who's had a big night despite foul trouble, and it's back to 6.
That was a heck of a play.
2-possession game here. Thomas, Ortiz Gray. Ortiz Gray drives out to the baseline. Carter Gingrich on the far side, and he knocks down the 3.
Again, Ortiz Gray made the play by penetrating and kicking it out to the corner. When you're up 6, there's no reason to leave a 3-point shooter when you're up 6.
Only just a 1-possession game now, but you're right, plenty of time. We still got 70 seconds left. 3-point lead for Cedar Crest. Aofalai stepped through, was stripped. Gingrich comes up with it. Here comes Ortiz Gray. McCaskey looking to steal this one. Ortiz-Gray will drive, a little out of control, out to Gingrich, hit that last three in the corner. It goes to Gordon, baseline jumper, in and out. AL fall out of the rebound.
A big rebound, nice rebound.
Hands it off to Jones. A lot of contact there. Cedar Crest wanted to foul Miller, and he traveled. Oh, he carried it, so it's going to go back over to McCaskey with 44 seconds left.
Yeah, right now, Cedar Crest should spread the floor with a 3-point lead and take a layup. They got a little anxious that time. They weren't sure, should we score or should we bring it out? Time, score situations are going to be very important now in the postseason. This is a postseason game, really. It seems like it.
If it's any indication as to what the LL tournament's going to be like in the upcoming district tournament. Whew.
Well, we have a lot of good teams in the LL, not just in Section 1, but there's other teams. Warwick, Elizabethtown's good. It's going to be interesting to see Elko, Lancaster Catholic. There's a lot of, it's a deep tournament in the LL League this year.
Yeah, it really will be a deep tournament. Again, we will have the final for you coming up on February 14th. We'll also have the girls' final for you on the 13th. Bruce Badgley will have the call of that one for you on Thursday night, and then Warren and I will be back for the boys' final on Valentine's Day night. And just keep it tuned in the next week or so to llhoops.com for information. Possibly we might be able to bring you one or two more of those LL tournament games as well. So just stay tuned for information on that in the next week or so. 44 seconds to go here. It's going to be McCaskey ball after the Cedar Crest turnover. They're just down by 3. And a chance here to tie this one up. I told you before we went on the air tonight, the last time I saw McCaskey play was 2 years ago right here. It was Bird Powell's last season as head coach. McCaskey won the game on a layup at the buzzer on the far end of the floor. Ortiz-Gray will pick it up. They'll let it roll in, save time. Ortiz-Gray to Terry now. They don't need a 3.
No, they don't. You just need a score.
But if they get a good look, you know they'll take it. Terry drives out to the corner. 3-pointer on the way by Gordon off the side of the iron. No, Gingrich the rebound keeps it alive. Trying to get it back out to Gordon.
Steal by Eberhardt.
And a steal by Eberhardt, and that might seal it. And the foul from behind on Thomas is going to send Allwine to the line to shoot 1-and-1 with 15.7 seconds left. Still not over by any stretch.
Not over. He's got to make these foul shots.
You have documented the foul shooting here in the fourth quarter for Cedar Crest. It has not been good.
So far, they're 5 for 10. So far.
60% team on the season, and it looks like Freddie Ramos is going to make Allwine think about it. Good call here on the timeout.
This is a 1-on-1, correct? 1-on-1.
1-on-1, 19 foul. Still not. We see some fans start to check out here. This thing is nowhere near over yet.
Got to make the front end here to go up 4. Then it would look better for Cedar Crest. But McCaskey can score so fast, and they'll call a timeout, force you to throw it in again. So this is far from over.
Yeah, this is, again, Cedar Crest just a 60% free throw shooting team on the season coming into play tonight, and just 50% so far here in the fourth. So this is not over yet with 15 seconds left. And we will see here what Grant Allwine can do. Grant Allwine is a 68% free throw shooter. Tonight he's got 11, so he's been big on senior night. This will be his final regular season home game. Again, Cedar Crest, we mentioned this at the top of the broadcast, 7-0 in games decided by 6 or fewer points this season. So this is one of those right here. They're up by 3.
They've been in this situation before, so. Now McCaskey, they've got to box out on a missed shot because there's some length in there for Cedar Crest.
They have the 2 bigs on the blocks there as Allwine in and out, and Terry's going to have a chance to tie it. Elijah Terry, they need a 3. He will pull up for 3 off the side of the iron. It's going to trickle out of bounds and go back to Cedar Crest with 6.6 seconds left. And now Cedar Crest off the foul right away.
And Cedar Crest just they've got to get the ball in here.
It looked like McCaskey had a chance to steal that one.
Yeah, they
timeout called here by Tommy Smith.
Yep.
And Cedar Crest with 5.5 seconds left. And coming up after the game, we'll have post-game here. We'll have the player of the game and the winning coach, hopefully the winning coach. Tommy Smith will be in a hurry to get out of here, I'm sure, if they win this thing, but we'll try to get him over here after this one is over. It's a 3-point lead for Cedar Crest with 5.5 seconds left. What do you do here?
You get the ball in is what you do. I'm not a big believer in putting a lot of guys in the backcourt because that's just more defenders. So one of the things you can do is you could have their biggest guy be back in there on defense. So you can have a big screen for a small. You don't want to go long and throw it out of bounds. That's what you don't want to do. You try to get it into your best foul shooter. That's what you would really like to do if you have a best foul shooter.
Well, in that case, I mean, A.O. Fall is 62%. He's not been good tonight at the line, but he does have the clutch free throws this season a couple times.
And, if you put him down there all by himself one-on-one and throw it up, who's going to get it?
Right.
He's going to get it. So somewhere he has to be involved in the play. You have to get other people out of there so you don't have so many people down there. The less confusion you have down there, the better.
Amani Jones is 77%, Allwine 68%. You probably want to avoid Miller and Eberhardt. They're both 50 and 52% respectively.
McCaskey's they're going to switch some picks. They're going to deny everything.
They will get it into Miller.
Okay.
And they will foul right away. Terry will pick up his fourth.
Now I think does he have 2 shots this time?
It is a 2-shot foul because it is going to be the 10th team foul.
So they're 5 for 11 in the fourth quarter. Allwine.
So a chance for Miller here, and they're going to call a timeout here. It's going to be a timeout call by Tommy Smith. So this will be the last timeout I believe Cedar Crest has with 4.4 seconds left. You make one, this is over.
Absolutely.
One, and it's over. And a chance here for Cedar Crest to wrap up Section 1. That would mean they would get the bye to they wouldn't have to, either team is only going to play in the quarterfinals anyway, but they await the winner of the play-in game between Cacalico and Mennonite. So not much we know. LS is the Section 3 champ, and they will await the winner of the Section 2 runner-up and Elko. Elko is going to be the runner-up in Section 4. Technically, Elko still has a shot because they play against Catholic on Tuesday night,
right.
But that's pretty much wrapped up. I mean, that should be at least anyway Catholic favored in that game. So, but we do know the winner of this game will face either Cacalico or Mennonite Monday night, the 10th, a week from Monday night in the quarterfinals of the Lancaster Lebanon League tournament. Chance here for Miller, and he can't hit the front end. 50% on the season. He's got to hit his average here on this shot, and this thing is over. Barring a foul on a three-point attempt. Full timeout called here with 4.4 seconds left.
Yep, well, McCaskey's, obviously they're hoping for the miss, and they've got to rebound it, but that's not a sure thing with the size that Cedar Crest has. You make this foul shot, it's over.
And you let them take the three at the buzzer and get away from them.
And you don't want that. You don't even want to have to watch that ball up in the air.
Cedar Crest is third in the District 3 6A power range, so the Falcons still they will be home in the district tournament as long as they're the higher seed. So they're going to get at least one game at home in the tournament, probably two. I would think 6A is going to be an absolute mess. Not so much a mess, but just the fact that there's so many good teams and anybody can really win that thing.
Yeah, it's wide open this year, isn't it?
It really is. As Miller hits the second. He goes 1 for 2. That's all he needed to do. It's a 4-point lead with 4.4 seconds left. And now you just drop everybody back and let McCaskey have the three at the gun.
Yeah, and you don't even have to take the ball inbounds. if they make a shot.
And that will wrap up Section 1 for Cedar Crest here for the 2019-2020 season. They will go to 19-2 and 11-1 in conference play if they hang on here. Next game for Cedar Crest, they have to finish up with, I believe, Hempfield. They finish up with Township on Tuesday night.
Right, McCaskey has Hempfield at McCaskey. And Cedar Crest now just has to, don't even get close to the guy.
Great atmosphere here tonight for this game.
Great atmosphere. Congratulations to Cedar Crest, Coach Tommy Smith.
He has been around the block with this team.
Yep.
He is fired up on that sideline.
Yeah, he's fired up.
He walked right up and down the entire bench and gave everybody a 5. He is, you know, if you don't think the section titles mean a lot.
No, they mean a lot
to these teams in LL. You have no idea what you're talking about, because that is a huge step for this team as Ortiz Gray will fire it at the buzzer and bank it in. It's a 1-point lead. And Cedar Crest is going to win it, and they win Section 1 53-52 in an absolute classic here tonight from the Falcon Cage. Falcons go to 19-2, 11-1 on the season. McCaskey 13-6 overall. They fall to 9-3 in Section 1, and Cedar Crest is your Section 1 champ. They will await the winner of Cocalico and Mennonite in the Lancaster Lebanon League tournament coming up a week from Monday night. That playing game will come your way a week from tonight. What a game. I don't know what you say about that. I mean, senior night here, packed house, loud student section, loud crowd, a lot of emotion between the two fan bases, and this game lived up to everything we thought it would. It's a 1-point win for Cedar Crest.
And making that last foul shot, how big was that? They bank a 3 in at the buzzer. Thank God he made for Tommy Smith and Cedar Crest. He made the foul shot to be 6 for 13.
6 for 13.
That's all they needed tonight, 6 for 13.
Hey, he had to go 1 for 2 from the line, did Cole Miller, and he did. That's all he had to do was hit his average. We're going to bring in Grant Allwine. He is going to be our player of the game here tonight, as Coach G will step out for a second. Grant's going to step in here. Come on over and have a seat. Congratulations on a big win, Grant Allwine. Congratulations. Let's just fix that right there for you. Section 1 champs. What a game tonight.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I feel amazing right now.
Your last regular season game here, last regular season home game here, I mean, how special was it? And the fact that you guys have kind of been through the grinder here with this team. You're 19-2 this season. Things did not go the way you wanted it to go last year. Obviously, you guys finished runner-up in Section 1 last year to Township. You guys get it done this year, though.
Yes, sir. It's unbelievable. We worked harder than ever this season, and this just means so much. We put in the hours, we put in all the work, and finally, it's unbelievable, man. It all just paid off.
Coach Smith had talked about after the previous meeting with this team about how you guys fought your way back into that game, but you came up short. How much did that first game really factor into this time? I mean, how bad did you want to win this game given how that first game against McCaskey went?
That first game, it just drove us harder and harder. We needed that loss because the drive that it gave us from that loss, we decided that was not going to happen ever again. We needed to win this one.
This team had to kind of fight off some foul trouble. Larry gets some foul trouble early in this game. He's obviously a big part of your team.
Yes.
He has to sit a lot of the way. Cole gets in foul trouble a little bit, along the way, but you come up with big shots. Jason came up with some big shots. How about the play tonight, too, of Amani Jones, who you guys don't ask to score a lot, but, man, did he come up with some big points tonight?
Oh, yeah, he was amazing, unbelievable. I couldn't ask for anything more from him tonight.
Talk to me a little bit about, what the week's been, too, because obviously there's – and this is sort of a side – to everything going on here. But, I mean, a lot of you younger players getting some congratulations over here from some fans. But a lot of you younger players emotional this week with the whole Kobe Bryant thing. There's people in the crowd here tonight, decked out in purple and gold. You got the McCaskey cheerleaders. Larry's got the Kobe's on. I mean, it's a lot of emotion around basketball this week, and this had to feel pretty good to get all that out and win this game on your floor tonight.
Oh, yeah. It felt, like I said, it felt amazing. And Kobe Bryant with everything, this is just a big week for basketball, and it's unbelievable.
It's nice to see a lot of communities coming together, a lot of gyms being packed.
Yes, sir.
Everybody's sort of united behind the whole game this week. It's been sort of a good tribute to one of the greatest players in the game.
One of the greatest players ever.
How far can this team go? You got LLs coming up. You're going to face either Cocalico or Mennonite in the quarterfinals. You might see this team again coming up in the finals. You'll be on opposite sides of the bracket, but overall, how far can this team go?
I think we can go all the way. I honestly do. We have the drive. We have the all the players that is necessary, and I think we can take it all.
You're also going to be at home for districts. You're going to be a top seed in districts, probably a top 3 seed. That's going to be important because you'll get to host games too. A little bit about the district tournament too. I mean, you guys have pretty high aspirations for that one and going forward, hopefully in the states too.
Yeah, we're just excited for all of it, man. Like, we just want to take it one step at a time, one game at a time, and that's just our main goal right now.
8-0 in games decided by 6 or fewer points this season is your team.
Yeah, we in practice we focus mainly on grinding it out, and we focus on situations specifically for this, so that when this happens in a game like this, we're ready.
All right, have a great night. Congratulations on a big win. That's Grant
you,
Allwine. He is our player of the game here tonight. A big win over McCaskey, 11 points for Grant tonight on senior night. And he is going to go off and talk to some of the other members of the media and celebrate with his team. They're going to cut the nets down here, too, with the Section 1 championship in the balance here, as they are cutting the nets down to celebrate that outright. Let's take a look at the final scoring here for each team. Elijah Terry with 10 for McCaskey, and 14 for Samir Gordon, 6 for Carter Gingrich. Quiet night for Mekhi Ortiz-Gray. He had 6 points. Had some foul trouble early on. Devon Scarborough had 2 off the bench for McCaskey and 6 for Isaiah Thomas and 5 off the bench for Jonathan Bird, who played pretty good minutes there in that first half when Terry got into some foul trouble early on. For Cedar Crest, they were led tonight by 3 guys. Everhart, the guy you just heard from, Grant Allwine, and Aliri Eofalai all had 11. 7 for Amani Jones, who was huge tonight for this team. 8 for Cole Miller, who had foul trouble but hit that big free throw at the end there. Obviously, 1 for 2. It turns out to be a 1-point game. That's the difference. And Amani Jones, we mentioned Amani Jones. Carson Palacki had 3 off the bench tonight, and no Trey Shutter tonight. So they had a short bench as it was. And this Cedar Crest team, again, in a tight game, now 8-0 in games decided by 6 or fewer points, comes up with another win.
Well, they play the game with confidence, and no matter what happens out there, they keep coming back with confidence, and that really shows at the end of these games.
This team seems like they're almost built for this postseason, but we got a long way to go yet. Obviously, there's 3 tournaments ahead of them: LL first, districts, and then states if they qualify. But this team just seems to have like a mental toughness about them that they are not getting beat down the stretch, and that's going to go a long way for the postseason.
No, I think they do. I think they're ready to go for the postseason. They want that. They've waited for a year to come back there and cut the nets down on the section. I know that, and now they're ready for the next challenge. But I think, again, their inside size and their guard play is meshing together. And I thought Everhart showed me a lot tonight. I just thought his overall game was good, his defensive presence. He had a number of assists tonight, and he finished inside too, so he played very well.
The next time we'll talk to officially is on Valentine's Day. We'll be at Manheim Township for the Lancaster 11 League Championship game. The boys' side is Friday the 14th. The girls' side will have it for you as well on Thursday the 13th. We know most of the tournament here for LLs. It's a big deal down in these parts. It is a tremendous event, and this tournament is starting to shape up to be something pretty wild. We know that Cedar Crest is going to await the winner of Cocalico and Mennonite. They'll be on opposite sides of the bracket of McCaskey. That's also going to put McCaskey down there with Lancaster Catholic in the first round. So that's a really interesting matchup. The rest will have to officially fill itself out, but this is shaping up to be one heck of a tournament.
Oh, absolutely. And that, I'm looking right now at that Lancaster Catholic and McCaskey game. That's going to be at Lancaster Catholic. That's going to be one heck of a ball game.
And it's not going to be an easy road to go. But we'll have the final for you on the 14th. And again, just stay tuned to LLHoops.com. We'll have some information on perhaps a couple of these early games in the tournament as well that we can bring you, at least up from the audio side of things. We'll have information on that up on LLHoops.com. That's going to do it for us here tonight from Cedar Crest High School. Congratulations to Tommy Smith. He picks up his 181st win of his career. They defeat McCaskey tonight 53-52, and they win the Section 1 title outright with a nail-biter, a classic here tonight over Lancaster McCaskey. For my partner, Warren Goodling, for Dell Jackson with LLHoops.com, for all the guys, Bruce Badgley, and everybody working behind the scenes with Plastique. We'll talk to you down the line for the LL tournament. Cedar Crest wins a classic tonight by 1. You've been watching live coverage of Lancaster 11 League boys basketball right here at LLHoops.com. Have a great night. Take care, and bye-bye.